It is the year 2080. Coming home from an utterly draining day at work, you head straight for your trusty time travel machine after taking your shower and your meal. As programmed by you yesterday night, it has independently initiated settings, warmed up, and is ready to go at a moment's notice. You ponder about what destination you wish to go to for your sleep journey. You were thinking along the lines of somewhere which had natural stunning settings, as well as the vibrancy of city life, with a touch of quirkiness thrown in between for good measure. That settled it. It would be Taiwan 2023. Looking around in the quiet and tranquil interior of the sleep capsule, your stress levels go down a few notches just by recalling and remembering the wonderful journeys you had in it before, traveling to different eras as you wished. You caress the plush cushions lining the capsule bed and slide into the comfy covers of the mattress. You are now more relaxed and in the mood for a peaceful sleep journey. The time travel capsule is all ready to go, just awaiting your command. Drawing out the delightful comfort of the moment, you take a swig of your favorite yogurt smoothie and snuggle up to a cute soft toy. Then, reaching out with a single finger to the launch button, you press it and thus activate your latest time travel sleep journey to Taiwan of 2023. Cocoon within your time travel capsule as it moves, you remain lying down despite being belted up, and you wonder if this position will make it any easier. Despite the occasional shudder and vibration, you still find it deliciously and surprisingly comfortable. Closing your eyes, you sort of sense the capsule's movements as it traverses the universal pathways of time and space. It feels akin to moving at supersonic speed down a smooth funnel of light and memory repositories, moving fast but narrowing down gradually to slower and slower speed, and then smoothly to a halt. Good. Today's time travel phase did not encounter much turbulence this time. The belt indicator blinks off in a minute, and you prop your head on two bouncy pillows, keen eyes focusing on the large window of the capsule, which will carry you onwards to a sleep journey of Taiwan. First stop, Taroko Gorge. Taroko National Park covers an area of 92,000 hectares and is home to numerous natural resources, including 27 peaks over 3,000 meters. In about 60 kilometers of distance, the landscape rises from sea level to some of the tallest peaks in Taiwan at over 3,400 meters. Geologically speaking, Taiwan is caught between two tectonic plates and is experiencing a relatively fast rate of uplift. This seismic uplift is combined with powerful surging water that constantly erodes the marble gorges of Taroko. These are the two main forces behind the steep valleys and narrow canyons over the past 360 million years. In fact, this is the world's deepest marble canyon. The slot canyons here are extraordinary, with the narrow sections about 1,000 feet high and yet only 12 yards apart. Uniquely, one can experience the dramatic changes in altitude while going from Asian tropical deciduous forests to the mountain pine and cedar forests. The most impressive aspect of this park is that in a single afternoon, you can travel from rugged coastal cliffs through a maze of subtropical forested canyons to elevated subalpine coniferous forests. Around half of the mammal and butterfly species and roughly 90% of the bird species on Taiwan can be found in Taroko. Indeed, one can experience the detailed and clever workmanship of the natural elements in Taroko, where nature has gifted a great abundance of natural resources. The Eternal Spring Shrine is a temple sitting above a natural spring gushing out of the rocks as a waterfall. It was built to commemorate the lives of those who had built the Central Cross Island Highway through Taroko National Park, close to the east entrance. The walls on each side of the river contain caves which form natural nesting places for swallow birds, bringing life to the area over the running water, with the locals naming it Swallow Grotto Trail. The raw beauty of the place takes our breaths away, with its sculpted rock facets and sharp drop in cliff height to the gushing rivers beneath. It is a natural hotspot that makes us feel the primeval splendor and power of nature. Yearning for some immersion in culture and history, you request a capsule to go to the National Palace Museum in Shiling, Taipei. The museum has had a long and tumultuous history. It had its origins within the Forbidden City in Beijing in 1925. Many of the over 600,000 of the valuable artifacts were secretly hidden and transported to Taiwan during and after the Chinese Civil War to safeguard them. After the Republic of China government relocated to Taiwan, the National Palace Museum consequently shifted to Shiling District in Taipei, officially opening to the public in 1965. The museum contains a vast collection of over 700,000 choice pieces of Chinese artifacts spanning 8,000 years of Chinese history and is the largest known collection of ancient Chinese treasures worldwide. The museum rotates its collection on display every 3 months to reduce wear and tear and to showcase different artworks. At any one time, only about 1% of its total collection is displayed. The prize collection comprises metalwork, ceramics, carvings, rare books, antiquated documents, paintings, and calligraphy. As the exhibitions are organized by category of artwork, visitors can view the changes in technology and artistic style over the centuries and across different dynasties. One can see how the artwork reflects the changes in society, culture, and the economics of the times. Deemed to be a top 10 museum worldwide, it is definitely a must-visit destination of Taiwan. Though there are many treasures within the museum, there are 4 top rock star artifacts which most visitors aim to see. The first artifact is the Mao Gong, a 3-legged cauldron made from bronze in the Western Zhou dynasty. It bears an inscription in its interior which is 500 characters long and arranged in 32 lines, making it the longest bronze inscription in the whole world. Next, the meat-shaped stone is actually a piece of jasper which had its natural appearance enhanced by an anonymous artist to resemble a chunk of pork belly meat, replete with its layers of fat and dimpled meat. The artist carved the wrinkles and dimples of the meat and stained the rock to render it to look as the most succulent piece of pork belly. Thirdly, the jadeite cabbage is an exquisitely carved piece of jadeite, which is 2/3 white and 1/3 green, thus inspiring the artist to carve the white parts as the stalk of the cabbage and the green part as the leaves, and even a locust resting on the vegetable. The cracks and discolorations naturally found in the original piece of jadeite were skillfully incorporated into the carving as the veins of the cabbage. Fourthly, the carved olive stone is an artistic exercise in miniature carving skill, hand dexterity, and eye power. Its dimensions are a minuscule 1.4 cm by 3.4 cm by 1.6 cm. The olive pit was carved in the shape of a boat bearing 8 figures, each having different expressions. In the boat's interior, there are furniture, movable door panels, and dishes. To up the ante, the bottom of the boat has an entire poem inscribed on it, the latter ode to Redcliffe, composed by the poet Su Dongpo in over 300 word characters. The poem describes the poet and his friends riding a boat under moonlight at the location of the Battle of the Red Cliffs. The entire art piece was carved by the sculptor Chen Zuzhang. You nod and sigh in deep satisfaction, having made a once-in-a-lifetime trip to the National Palace Museum. At least you could now say that you have seen the so-called 4 heavenly kings of historical artifacts from there. Taipei 101, the futuristic skyscraper that dominates the cityscape of the capital city, like a monumental bamboo tree towering above all of the glittering metropolis. At a lofty height of 508 meters, it claimed the title of the world's tallest building from the year 2004 till 2010. Another title it had previously claimed was being the world's fastest elevator moving at a speed of 60.6 kilometers per hour, being able to move from the 5th to 89th floor in just a matter of 37 ear-popping seconds. Whoosh! However, the title that still stands now is that it remains as the world's tallest green building, having undergone LEED's certification successfully. Taipei 101 embodies a unique postmodernist architectural style that incorporates traditional Asian aesthetics in a turn-of-a-century cosmopolitan structure. Built just 220 meters away from a major fault line, Taipei 101 employs the most solid of building engineering techniques and cutting-edge materials that render it structurally resistant to the numerous earthquakes and typhoons which assail the neighboring landscape. In addition, to enhance its structural flexibility in the face of natural disasters, there is a giant pendulum suspended from the 87th to 92nd floor that sways in the opposite direction to offset movements in the building caused by strong winds. It is called a tuned mass damper and is the world's largest spherical damper on record. At the observation deck at the 88th and 89th floors, you peer cautiously through the glass windows at the urban landscape below. Everything appears to be dwarfed by the massive height of the skyscraper, and from a distance you can spot the green-breathing lungs of the city, like the Elephant Mountain. On every New Year's Eve, the skyscraper is a focus for Taipei's celebrations, with breathtaking fireworks being released from all around the building itself and into the darkened night sky. The effect is magical and show-stopping, being a sight for eyes yearning for a spectacle of dazzling pyrotechnics. The capsule brings you to the basement of the shopping mall adjacent to Taipei 101 and releases you from its interior, depositing with you the exact change in the correct currency for 2 steam baskets of xiaolongbao. Your appetite whetted, you stroll to the welcome counter of Din Tai Fung, the hallowed restaurant famous for popularizing the taste of xiaolongbao soup dumplings worldwide. With your time travel machine having made earlier reservations for your visit, you are whisked speedily by the restaurant's efficient staff to your single-seater table. Your taste buds watering, you place your order for a bamboo basket of 5 pork xiaolongbao soup dumplings, which is the original flavor, as well as for another basket of 5 truffle xiaolongbao, a luxury choice. You needn't wait long for your delicacies to arrive, for within 9 minutes they are served piping hot in their authentic bamboo basket steamers. Before you consume them, you manage to snap a few pictures of them in all their 18 pleated folds of glory, steaming and with the contents wrapped by a tin wheat flour wrapper which holds it all together. carefully picking a xiaolongbao dumpling with your pair of chopsticks, you hold it by its folds on the top and are able to swing it gently back and forth without the wrapper breaking. You are amazed at the wheat wrapper's delicate strength at being able to hold exactly 21 grams of contents within. You blow upon the xiaolongbao dumpling softly and, unable to resist for a minute longer, you give in to temptation and make a tiny incision on the top of the wrapper. Deliciously, the delectable savory contents pour out through the incision in the form of finely minced pork and rich soup that flows tenderly into your mouth and nourishes your awaiting taste buds. You gasp in wonder at the beautifully nuanced taste and the method of engineering this little parcel of culinary delight. You find out from a staff that it is actually made by inserting jellied meat and soup stock in solid form into the wheat wrappers that encase them, following which they are steamed for an appropriate time in the bamboo steamers. After 15 more glorious minutes, you finish the delicious soup dumplings with a flourish, washing the last of the parcels down with a cup of hot tea. Fantastic! That was a taste experience to top many other food journeys. You make payment at the cashier with the exact change and then stroll languidly into the waiting capsule parked at the entrance of the restaurant. Sliding smoothly into your sleep capsule, you rub your tummy contentedly with that golden feeling in your belly, and the capsule continues on its way. The capsule ported over to Sun Moon Lake, one of Taiwan's premier tourism destinations. Located at an altitude of 726 meters, it is the country's largest body of fresh water. It is so named because of its round eastern section and crescent-shaped western section of the lake. Overcast skies in the late afternoon today lead to the unique lighting conditions at the lake. In a subtle manner, the lake reveals its calm beauty in the mild illumination that is usually only present at either sunrise or sunset. The tranquil mirror-like surface provides a counterpoint to the expanse of furry-colored clouds across the sky. The color theme is a lightly colored palette of beige, yellow, peach and light pink, leading to a pale blush spreading through the firmaments above. Mountains and lush forests are abound around the border of the large water body. Indeed, this is the hinterland for a number of Taiwanese Aboriginal tribes residing in the area. One of these famous tribes is the Tao people, who have a spellbinding legend about the lake. Once upon a time, the Tao people in the area worked hard at farming the land. One day, they heard a massive boom in the sky before darkness enveloped them all around. The sun was gone from the sky. However, the people took comfort from the fact that the moon would soon appear in the sky during the evening and would light up their way again. But little did they know that the moon disappeared with a loud sound as well, and soon they were left in total darkness. A young couple from the tribe decided to search for the sun and moon themselves and came to the lake after a long hard hike. There, they detected light coming from the lake and were shocked to discover two large dragons playing with the twin orbs of the sun and the moon. At a loss as to how they could recover the twin orbs, they looked around and saw smoke coming from under a rock. They moved the rock aside and then found it covering a hole which led to a long passageway. They followed the long corridor and were surprised to find an old woman cooking in an underground kitchen. She claimed that the two dragons had held her captive there to cook their meals for a very long time. After she found out about the couple's mission, she advised them to find the golden axe and the pair of golden scissors which were buried in Ali Mountain. With these tools, they could defeat the dragons. After the couple reached Ali Mountain, they dug with their shovels day and night until they unearthed the golden tools. Then they made the long hike back to the lake and made battle with the two dragons by throwing the golden tools right at them. The two dragons were then magically decimated by the golden tools, and the sun and moon were freed. However, there came the dilemma of how to place them back into the sky. The old woman advised them to each eat a dragon eyeball, which would give them the strength and cause them to grow in height until they could reach the heavens above. With their superhuman strength and height, the couple were able to place the sun and moon back into their rightful places up in the skies. Not satisfied that the danger was now over, the couple, who had by now grown as big and as tall as giants, stood guard over the area surrounding the lake. Over time, they grew to become the steadfast mountains which overlooked the lake. This was also the origin story as to how Sun Moon Lake received its name. Entranced by the legend, you peer dreamily over the serene waters of the lake, and you can feel all your residue stress entirely ebbing away. In fact, you have unclenched your jaw and loosened your muscles to immerse yourself in the story's retelling and the tranquil settings of the vast expanse of water. Feeling the peace of the surrounding environment upon you, you look into the semi-translucent depths of the lake from your capsule and attempt to discern the contents of the lake beneath. Its waters instead reflect the brilliance of the sun, and you give up, leaning carefreely into the embrace of your mattress. The capsule scoots off, with you cocooned securely within. It informs you that there are 2 more destinations left on its tour itinerary. Up next is a trip downtown to one of Taipei's historic night markets, Raohe. Here, you can enjoy being one with the laid-back crowd as it meanders through the streets. Sauntering in with hands in your pockets, you can smell the sweetmeats roasting on the grill from one stall, detect the baking of takoyaki octopus balls from another stall, and relish the sight of a vendor scooping copious amounts of golden aiyu jelly into a refreshing cup of wintermelon drink. Here is the origin of 3 Bib Gourmand street food outlets which scored highly as rated in the Michelin Guide of 2018. One of these acclaimed stalls is the Fuzhou Black Pepper Bun, where we can see the queue forming at the entrance of the night market here. It has built up a reputation over the years for affordable quality buns. Other noteworthy and mouth-watering food to try include torched beef cubes, quail eggs, grilled squid, deep-fried soft-shell crabs, beef noodles, freshly squeezed fruit juices, braised meat rice, pan-fried dumplings, and Taiwanese sausages. Besides edible eats, retail shops selling fashionable merchandise can be found at both ends of the street, affordable and cool. In addition, there are nostalgic game stalls available like pellet guns, pinball, fun fishing, claw machines, mahjong, and even booths where you can have your fortunes read. You just cannot resist having a go at the claw machine, aiming to grab a cute Winnie the Pooh bear with the electronic claws. Predictably, you are unable to land any soft toy after just 3 tries, the machine being rigged to make your efforts futile. Instead, from a slot near the coin mouth of the machine pops out a bookmark containing a fortune reading. It reads, "Good luck with the voyage." You take this slightly cryptic note as a sign to continue with your journey on with the capsule. Indeed, the relaxed evening hustle and bustle of human activity within the heartwarming confines of a night market has been a welcome respite for you, having been alone in your capsule for a long time today. From the cool evening air outside, you re-enter your capsule reinvigorated and buzzing from the momentary human contact. Raring to find out what landmark destination awaits you on the final stop, you settle in snugly with your pillows and instruct the capsule to continue on its way. The final destination is revealed to be Jiufen, the former gold mining town in its modern incarnation as a food, souvenir, and tea house destination, with scenic views to boot. Indeed, the town with the vintage vibe has found a new gold mine since the early 1990s, which is tourism. A fun fact, the name Jiufen means 9 portions. How did this come about? In the days of yore, there were 9 families living in the area, so whenever they ordered necessities or materials which came through the sea, they always called for 9 portions, hence the name's origins. The front part of Jiufen is a long pedestrianized street with shops hawking their wares on both sides. Souvenirs, trinkets, cute collectibles, toys, snacks, and food and beverages. You name it, they have it. Delicious types of food to be found here include mixed fishball soup, beef noodles, braised meat rice, peanut brittle ice cream in a crepe, taro balls, glutinous rice cake, and Taiwanese sausage. Here's a screenshot of the fishball soup stall as well as of the taro balls dessert that originated from Jiufen and is popularly eaten here. Then, it is down the long and narrow staircase of Jiufen to reach the welcoming tea houses. Here is a day and night view of this famous landmark of Jiufen. One of Jiufen's claims to fame include serving as the inspiration for the artwork in Hayao Miyazaki's Spirited Away animated movie, with the muse being Ame Tea House, with its signature black walls and hanging red lanterns that sway with the wind. In fact, many of the tea houses on the mountain slopes have great views of the sea and of Keelung Harbour, with their windows and viewing terraces centered in on this beautiful landscape. Other than food and souvenirs, you can make memories at Shengping Theatre. The former is one of the first film theatres in Taiwan and has been featured in the renowned City of Sadness movie with its iconic architecture. Now it has been refurbished and sometimes shows reruns of that very same movie. Here are some mood shots of the streets of Jiufen after dark when the shops have wound down for the night. Do you see these red lanterns along the street all lit up? They contain the Chinese words of Jiufen written over them. As you can see, these trademark Jiufen lanterns make for great atmospherics whilst illuminating the lonely streets at night. Backtracking to the tea house lane, where most of the activity is centered on at this time of the night, you enter a tea house on the cliffside which has generous viewing verandas and offers tea-infused cuisine. Choosing a table on the open-air terrace that has a gorgeous view of the coastline, you settle into your seat and start taking photographs, capturing the beautiful scenery which is right before you. A cool breeze brushes past your face and toys gently with your hair, enhancing your state of relaxation. The glow of the lit-up houses of Jiufen in the foreground add warmth and context to the color hues of the majestic sunset that is appearing over the northeast coastline and the Keelung Harbour. In fact, the array of colors present in the human-made and natural scenery make the eyes pop with their degree of richness and saturation. Photograph after photograph that is snapped is a visual treat for the eyes and is soothing for the soul as well. Engrossed in this relaxing environment, you can inhale the fresh countryside air that has a slight salty tang to it from the marine harbour some distance away. You are totally in your element and completely at ease and at peace. This is definitely quality time spent with yourself that you would totally appreciate in your travel flashbacks. Curious as to what tea-infused cuisine is like, you order a few dishes for dinner. As an appetizer, you ask for the tea cake of the day, which looks delicious from its display case. It is a creme brulee cheesecake with slivers of juicy pear encased within. You take a few nibbles, and boy, it melts in your mouth in all its cheesy creaminess, fresh fruitiness of the pear, and crumbliness of the biscuit base. Feeling thirst as well as hunger, you ask for some of the modern and trendy bubble tea that this tea house creates as well. It arrives in inviting hues of chill blue and warm orange, like a mocktail. The orange one is roasted oolong tea, infused with essence of lemon and citrus peel. The blue one tastes mysteriously like a mixture of blueberry extract and pomegranate syrup with a minty aftertaste. Your dinner arrives. Creatively, it is a smorgasbord of freshly harvested seafood of the day and thinly sliced shabu-shabu meats brewed in a double-boiled soup that has simmered for hours and is steeped with tea leaves. In fact, the soup arrives with flower tea leaves covering its surface, something akin to osmanthus flower. You eagerly try the soup and you find that it has a tantalizing floral fragrance permeating the rich but clear soup. The flower taste complements greatly the sweetness of the fresh seafood and the savouriness of the shabu meats. It is a taste sensation that is attractive to the palate and encourages you to take spoonful after spoonful of the rich broth. For the dessert, served together with the set meal, is a small bowl of peeled lychee fruit, as well as a bowl of Jiufen's signature taro balls with beancurd. You eat the latter with relish, noting the chewiness and umami taste of the yam balls, striking a counterpoint with the smoothness and sweetness of the beancurd. It is the perfect way to end an utterly scrumptious meal, and your appetite is satiated after a long day spent traveling. Looking at the coastal view again, the sky has dramatically darkened, with just a hint of the sunset that was previously there. The lighting from the town of Jiufen and other neighboring coastal towns takes center stage now, and they suffuse the photographs taken with their warm illumination. The skies are almost black in hue now, and the first stars of the night have arrived, twinkling brightly in their positions in the heavens. Back at the capsule, you look upon this view with quiet satisfaction. Your tour has come to a successful end, and your tummy has been satiated. Gently rubbing your belly, you roll under the covers of the mattress and settle in comfortably for the night. The capsule slowly goes on a circuit of Jiufen from above and goes near the northeastern coastline to capture a romantic nocturnal view for you that will soothe you to sleep. The capsule will gently go on continuous circuits of this neighboring area till you drift off to blissful sleep. This melodious and soporific music shall accompany you till then. Sweet dreams.